I'm Ryan Liang. You've seen me in such fine quality, epic chemistry educational videos like dropping a few bars of sodium into water and wow, does chalk really give us a chalky taste when we go and consume it? Part 2. Okay, for this particular lab, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take advantage of our knowledge of stoichiometry. Looking at Avogadro's number, looking at grams, looking at moles, and how does that apply to the real world? And I've said in class, yes, the general public doesn't use it 99% of the time, but you know what? For our lab here, we're going to do it. And it's going to be done in a pretty creative way. Some people would think it isn't science-y. But it doesn't matter, because the general idea about this lab is we're going to have a chance to work with something that many of us got to play with when we were little kids. And, hey, maybe even some of you guys did it today. Okay, so what are we going to need for safety equipment? Well, I mean, I've got a lab coat, but that's because, you know, I'm Ryan Liang. I'm cool that way. You won't need a lab coat. You're not working with sharp, pointy objects, so you won't need goggles either. And you won't need an apron, so we're good for that. So wait, whoa, what are we going to work with? Well, you're going to work with a sheet of scratch paper, which is going to be blank. I'm just grabbing this paper because it's a convenient prop. And you're going to need a sidewalk chalk. You'd say, wait a minute, oh, sidewalk chalk. I remember those like little thing, chalky stuff, you know, teacher would write on the blackboard. Yeah, except this is the bigger one. This is the bigger version. In fact, here's one right now. So this is the kind of stuff that you pick up at the 99-cent store, like Toys R Us and whatnot, and we're going to do an experiment with it because we're going to try to find out how many moles of chalk are we going to use up in writing our names. That's where the paper comes in. Okay, how do I go and start this? Well, first thing you're going to need is to get a sheet of scratch paper, okay? And that's pretty fair to do. Now, next thing, you are going to get a chalk. Now, I don't have enough chalk for every single person. Okay, don't sit there and try, oh, hey, how hard can I press it so I can break it? No, you don't go and shove it up your nose or swallow it or lick it. Okay, no, I didn't actually touch the chalk. Are you kidding me? All right, so now you know what not to do with the chalk. What can you do with the chalk? Okay, this is the part where we're going to shift. We're going to shift to the balance. Oh, yeah, hit that old telephone button there. So, you're going to take your chalk, and you're going to put it on the balance like this. And you're going to write down your initial mass. Now, does it make a difference if you lie it like this? Well, what do you know? Might actually do. So it says 22.97 there. And we got it where it's 22.96. Really? Honestly? Close enough for what we need to do. Close enough. Okay. We now have it. So then we're going to take it over. We're going to do the next thing with it. As we are moving on to the next thing here, then we're going to take it and then we're going to write. We're going to write our name. Now, you know what? You can write it. You know, oh, sheesh. How, you know, Canu, I forgot how to write. Look, you can print. You can write in cursive. You can feel free to make big letters if you want. I don't care. But you get one sheet of scratch paper with this. What does the scratch paper look like? It is the paper that's printed on one side and it's white like the other. Kind of like your lab paper. This is an example here. Do not use your lab paper as the scratch paper. See, here's your lab. Here's the back of the lab. So you can use the back of the lab to write your name on it. Then when you're done with that, you can go ahead, bring your chalk back over to here and put it on and get a new reading. In case you're wondering, you're going to find out how many molecules of chalk you used up when you wrote your name. Yep, we're going to be able to do that. Now, how are we going to be able to do that? Grams, that's going to be the clue, that's our mass, and with the power of moles, we can change the grams into moles. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we can go ahead and use Avogadro's number to figure out how many molecules of chalk did it take to write your name on paper. Yeah. Chemistry in the real world, boys and girls. Now, some chemists will sit there and say, well, you're not technically getting the right number. Look, for what we're doing here for the lab, we are. Okay, now the chalk, because they do come in different colors, yeah, you got the color dye in there too, but that's not going to matter. We're interested in the number of chalk molecules that we're going to have here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick recap. This is a stoichiometry lab. You're trying to find out how many molecules of chalk does it take to write your name on scratch paper. You're going to go take that sidewalk chalk. You're going to weigh it, write that information down. Then you're going to go and get that scratch paper. You're going to sign your name on it and make it look good. Then you can take the chalk, put it back on the balance, and then you will be able to do your calculations, because then you'll subtract the one from the other to get how much chalk did you use, how many grams of chalk. Then you can go from grams of chalk to moles of chalk, and then you take moles of chalk and then you can change it to Avogadro's number, which will tell you and me, because hey, I'm curious, how many molecules of chalk did you use? Okay, this is over. Well, no, not my career, but this instructional video. This is Ryan Liang, otherwise known as AP5, signing off.